Thank you and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Mental Learning Disability Day. September 19th, we'll talk about dysgraphia. Dysgraphia, our understanding of science, dysgraphia is incomplete. Needs a lot more research. Dysgraphia Life, check out this section to learn more. Learning involves different processes at the same time. Dysgraphia is motor skills, sensory, language, motor skills, hands and letter forming, sensory, listening, views, touch, pencils, language system, producing, saying languages from memory, cognitive processors or thinking of written content, attention and executive function, focus, sustained attention, social and emotions, understanding the writing, key, communication. Those are some things you can have. Medical definition, the debate out and confusion around the specific terminology. Many word dysgraphia as a term to specific handwriting to motor control, but others describe the disability as a written expression. Dysgraphia Life uses the broader attention consists with the World Health Organization newest classroom. We need more info on this. It can also cause grip problems, hurt your grip. A good strategy is typing your work. You may also have dyslexia. This can cause a sense of direction problem. It may make it harder for you to play sports with the motorized issues. Handwriting can be bigger. It also may be necessary for you to use graph paper when doing math. A mechanical pencil helps you write. The problem is I break them too much. The World Health Organization defines it as a developmental learning disorder, impairment in written expression. The news classification released in 2022 as a part of it as a intentional graph classification. These 11 revisions, which completely called dysgraphia is noted a matching term for a disorder. Unfortunately, it takes many years for the ICD to implement the definition. That is unfortunate. They are not going to do that. It took a long time for them to separate ADHD and ADD to just ADHD. I'm going to match the definition of the best one I found. Dysgraphia is especially tricky because is an issue with transcription that includes difficulty with handwriting, typing, and spelling. However, because these skills are closely related, so many facets of learning dysgraphia is often to identify if a child struggles with handwriting. Is it because of writing issues, or does he just need more practice? If a student has a hard time on an essay, is it because of dysgraphia, or does it need, to me, more supporting structure or ideas? Here's the video to finish the podcast. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Learning Disability Day. Tomorrow will be on 88.
It in and it'll fix the problem. And that will be the most helpful in actually doing the work. Now, if you're trying to say this is the problem they have all the time, well, the best thing to do would be just say, English teacher, can you submit an IQ test for this person? Because I think this has a person problem. And I could point out this entire essay he just handed to me, or she handed to me, or whoever this beloved person you have is gender associated with. That's a fun world. But and if you had the teacher I have, which was Dr. McFerrin for creative college writing, who she retired now, which is unhelpful, but she'd be like, yeah, we'll totally submit a date and appointment to have him tested for his IQ to see if he's making sense for what he's what he's measured as, which I didn't. And it helped greatly a lot to give you more time for the assignment, because as the thing is, the whole worst thing about this thing is that you don't have time. You just want to get the work done. You have maybe a week to do it. Usually a teacher will give you a month, but you seriously know that most kids will just do this in a week, because why focus on an essay for a month and rewrite it? That's not fun. And the teacher the teacher will be very pleasantly surprised if you do that, but that's the thing. It ruins your kind of ability to quickly sprout out written material without expressing yourself clearly, and that's the worst thing about it. And you gotta help fix it. Be their friend. Tell them that, hey, I think this is a problem. It's a general conversation. It depends on who you're talking to, what this person's willing to do, and you just have to discuss with it, which is super vague and unhelpful. But like anything else, you gotta outline the problem-solving skills that you're like, okay, how we're solving this, and how is the results of the solving this coming out? And if it doesn't help, then you gotta just try another process, which is the whole point of life problems, is that you're solving the problem, not putting the blame on writing detachment, dysgraphia, or anything. You're just trying to build a structure that they could live off and could always have a reasonable time to fix this, which is what the goal is. And that's all you have to think about. General texts, like after a while, sometimes even doing a single sentence you screw up, because if you're completely thinking about something else and will write down your sideways thought will completely appear as the tree in the deer, especially with autocorrect, is your worst enemy, because you are not sitting down and thinking, oh, I'm not spelling this correctly, let me think this out, and then you're like, okay, there we go. But with autocorrect, it will instantly just grab the nearest thing to be like, oh, this solves it. There you go. You have a proper word. You don't have proper grammar, but you have a proper word. So like the deer was in the tree lot, and you're like, what? And then you go and you're like, no, I'm in the car in the parking lot waiting for you. And then you're like, I have to sit down and think seriously. And then that's the point where I just call someone and say, briefly, 5 seconds. Okay, I'm in the car in the parking lot. Any questions? No, good. All right, I'm hanging up now. And because after a while, you just become very blunt in what you're doing, because you don't want to sit down and figure out how to write the stuff out. When it's like, I could call this person up in 6 seconds and tell them what's going on faster than I could write this out.
So you think who do you think would win if you had to choose right now?
If I had to choose right now, I think it's hard to choose after week 1, but I do think Cincinnati's going to get it together.
Well, see, I don't. I think they're proving right now how much Orlando Brown is not a good left tackle.
Well, their line has never been their strong suit, so you got a point there. But I think that if you had the Bengals have the confidence that they couldn't hang with the Chiefs.
Oh, I agree.
And so I think that that's a factor. I think they know they can play better, even if Joe Burrow is on his butt half the game. They're really the only team like them. Jacksonville could be on that level, but they're still young. So Cincinnati, Jacksonville,
Bills?
No.
Miami. Yeah, Miami. Tua's got to stay healthy, but yeah, Miami.
Yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't, they've shown that they can throw those wide receivers a 5-yard slant and they can just go.
So he okay. The Jets.
Yeah, it's Mike White started for the Jets when they benched Zach Wilson.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he could win a Super Bowl. I don't think he could win in one game.
No. I'm just saying.
Like in the middle of the season, sure. If they can.
Yeah, if it was one game that's not the Super Bowl,